Hello. It's been a little while since I've recorded videos because my life has just been a little busy lately. I've been in the process of moving and just life has been full. But I wanted to share something that, I have reached a goal today. I'm about to enter into my Pilates class, and this is going to be number 250. I have taken 250 classes for the first time in my life. Truly, the first time in my life, I have been consistent for 2 years in going to Pilates and exercising at least 2 times a week. I get like 8 a month of Pilates, and so that's like 2 times a week. Depending on my schedule, sometimes it'd be 3, just whatever, but 8 times a month I've gone. And oh my gosh, that is so huge. So huge. Because most of my life I've not exercised because for the most part I've been very healthy. I've been a healthy person up until like a few years ago. I've always been like really thin boned and just good, and like I could eat whatever I wanted to eat and do whatever I wanted to do, and I stayed thin for the most part. And until I would get on like medications that would cause me to gain weight and stuff, but I never really exercised. I would walk sometimes, or like get videos, get VCR tapes, and do videos at home. I never joined gyms because I always had a very insecure feelings about the way that I look and judgment and that kind of stuff. And so I would never join gyms. But I decided to join this Pilates class because for the most part you're just laying on your back looking at a ceiling, and it's very it just feels more safe. I don't know. There was just something to it whenever I first began. But I used to do Wii Fit, where you have the board that you stand on and it like gets your balance, and everything. And I was so unbalanced. But today, oh my gosh, my balance, my core, my posture, so many things have changed just by me being consistent with going to Pilates, and I am so grateful for so this is my 250th class today, and I'm so grateful. This will be my last month because I'm moving to a new location, so I had to give them my a notice that I'll no longer be coming to Club Pilates. But I'm just so grateful that my daughter got me started, got me out of my reclusive state where I was just in my house, not wanting to go anywhere, afraid to even drive places. I was just not in a good place. So much fear, not physically strong or healthy. And my daughter, my little light, she helped to bring me out of that, and I'm so grateful. I would recommend it to anybody. It is a sacrifice. That's one thing, is that it is a sacrifice to take care of ourselves sometimes. But in that sacrifice, as we grow stronger and we become healthier and we do things that are consistent for ourselves, for our physical bodies, it helps us to become emotionally stronger, where we can handle the life that is around us. And I find that exercising and getting those endorphins and getting the dopamine and just helping, it helps so much just with consistency and just the little wins. After a class and I leave, I'm like, oh, I did it. And to be able to look back, like 250 classes is a significant number. I mean, whenever I hit 100, I was like, oh my gosh, I did it 100 times. Like, so now 250, like, that is huge for me. And I'm so grateful. I am so grateful. So grateful that I've been able to do this, that I've had the resources to be able to do it, that I've had amazing instructors and women who have helped me with all of my physical issues that I have with, I mean, sometimes I'm not able to do the weight stuff, and, you know, or I do it too much and then it triggers stuff, and so then I have to sit out for a week. And, you know, it's just so great that in like small groups like this with people who are knowledgeable, like they can help us with all of our physical things as we are strengthening ourselves. And it's just awesome. And I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful for the little wins in my life that help me to realize that I can do hard things. I can keep pushing forward and moving forward. And, you know, it's hard and sad and exciting. There's so many different emotions, you know, like moving to a new location. It's like I'm having to let go of this, something that has been a part of my life for, you know, 2.5 years, that this isn't going to be part of my week. It's not going to be part of my routine anymore, that I'm opening myself up to something completely different, completely new, which is going to be exciting as well. You know, there's the feelings of loss, of moving away from something that I love, and there's the feelings of excitement, moving towards something that is going to be different, and that I don't know what's going to come of it. We're moving to a place where they have a wellness center that is a huge gym that's just got like all sorts of different things, personal trainers and pools and just equipment, things that I'm not used to here, different kinds of classes. Like, I'm so used to just this one thing, and now my world is about to open up to like a multitude of things and ways that I can strengthen other parts of my bodies and have an opportunity to go daily if I want, you know, instead of just 2 times a week. And so it's like just little stepping stones, and I'm just so grateful for being able to strengthen my body, to get my body healthier so that I can be mentally stronger. It's all such a process. It's all interwoven, you know, the body, the mind, and the spirit. And as we work on all these different aspects of ourselves, you know, and they come in alignment with each other, it just helps us to be stronger. It helps us to be able to truly be able to be a vessel for the spirit to work through us. Because if we are physically weak, you know, we may not be able to help other people in ways that we can when we are physically strong. And that's a thing too, you know, sometimes we do have limitations. Like, I do have limitations physically, that I'm not able to do certain things. And that's where I'm grateful that other people have strengths in those areas. And that's why we all need one another to lean on one another. I mean, it just talks about the body of Christ in the church. And, you know, and even if you go to church or don't go to church, I mean, we are all the body of Christ in this world. And it's like we're all given different capacities. We're all given different strengths and weaknesses. And that's why we all need one another. And so whenever we stay reclusive and isolated, we're just left to ourselves. And we cannot heal fully. We can't receive all that we need to be in our fullness. And, you know, we need one another. We really do. And that can be hard for those of us who are more comfortable being isolated and being in our shells. I learned from very early on to be reclusive, to go into a shell, to anytime anything happens in outside of me that causes fear, anxiety, like whatever happens outside of me, I go in. I am reclusive. I go into myself, and that is where, like, it can get very deep and dark and depressed and anxious, and and we push people away, and we don't, it's like, but it's hard to grow. It's hard to expand outward whenever we're just in this little shell, or whenever we stay within our seeds of comfort. We've got to open up ourselves to light, to nourishment, to the gifts of other people, and allow other people into our lives and into our hearts to show us and to teach us and to reflect back to us. Because if we're just constantly by ourselves, we can't see everything that we need to see about ourselves to be able to move past ourselves. That's why it's great to have friends who can reflect back to us, like honest friends who can say, I hear you talking like this to yourself. Like, let's find a different way. We need mirrors in our lives to reflect back to us those ways that are unhealthy. And it's all so beautiful. It is so beautiful as we take steps in our lives to improve. Being invited to that one free Pilates class that, for 30 minutes I came and I experienced it, and I made a decision that day that I felt like that was something that was good and that would help my life, and that I needed to do to get out of myself, to strengthen my body. I knew that it would help me to in other ways, not just physically. I knew that it would be something that could help me mentally and emotionally, and it has given me consistency, and it's discipline, and there's just so many different aspects that just these little decisions that we make that are good decisions, that are just positive, and that are building and growth oriented. Like, it's just in the little things. And 2 years later, I can see the growth that I have made. I can see how it has helped me, that it has strengthened me. Like, I have muscles. I've got, my core is stronger. I stand straighter. There's just so many benefits. And that's with everything that we do that is good. We may not realize it at the moment that we begin, and we may not even realize it a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. We'll see these tiny increments of growth, but it's in the looking back over a year and 2 years. It's like, holy crap. Like, we can really see the progress, and that is so amazing. And so I'm so grateful to myself that I committed to myself to do this, to say yes to myself, to say yes to something that was good, that I had fear about. I had to overcome joining a group, being around other people, leaving my house, getting in my car and driving, which at that time I was not getting out of my house very much. And so I was a little fearful on the road, even driving. And so, I mean, I had to overcome a lot of different little things within myself just to get to Pilates each day. But today, I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful. And so I just wanted to share that. And that, you know, it's the little things, it's the little choices that we make each day, that we just keep showing up for ourselves each day, making good choices. And when we don't make good choices, we can just recognize it. We can see it for what it is, have awareness of it, be compassionate with ourselves, forgive ourselves, just realize that, okay, I don't want to do that anymore because it just doesn't feel good. It's not helping my growth. It's not helping me to progress, and, you know, and just have compassion and just keep choosing differently. We can just keep choosing differently, and just follow that higher call within ourselves, that higher voice to bring us closer and closer to that light and that goodness. And it's just one day at a time, one step at a time, one choice at a time. And the next thing you know, 2 years later, it's like, oh my gosh, look how far I've come. So it's just an awesome thing. I just wanted to share with y'all my accomplishment for doing Pilates consistently for 2 years. So that is all. Thank you for being on this journey with me, each step of the way.